old D-bags, brand new year. How you doing, Rob?
It's
the
good. How you doing,
BKFC
brother?
show. Happy New Year to you. Hey, thank you for watching. Thanks for checking us out today. We appreciate you being here. We're excited to be here as always. A lot of stuff to cover today, including Julian Lane. 12:15, he's going to come on. We're going to talk about Knuckle Mania 2. He's taking on Mike Perry. You've seen that online. We're going to talk about everything. I mean, there's some drama with Dana White and Jake Paul. We got to get into that. Knuckle Mania 2, we'll do a preview of sorts. We're going to talk about Fight Night Jackson because that's very important. What a stacked card. That card's amazing. And also, just so much other stuff to get into. BKFC drama, stuff we've seen happening, stuff you've read about online. It's all there for you. It's all here today for them because we are live from Satellite 5, the palatial Satellite 5. Rob, how are you?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. I'm back into the gym now, trying to lose a bit of the holiday weight. No, there's no muscle, brother.
Popeye over there. Hey, I can't hear myself in my headphones. I don't know why, but maybe they can figure that out in the
Cry
truck.
about it.
Yeah. I'm with you, but we can hear the studio well.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, a lot of stuff to get into. The first thing I want to talk about, like I said, Julian Lane's coming on. I'm looking forward to that. You never know what's going to fly out of that guy's mouth. We know the history of what happened with him and Mike Perry. We saw that at the event.
But do we know the history? I want to know what happened.
Well,
why?
Yeah. We're going to do the history before the history then.
Sure.
Like everyone knows what happened, but what led to that? Why did that happen? We're going to find that out for Julian Lane and a lot of other cool stuff too. Thank you in the truck for getting my headphones fixed. I appreciate that, being my diva self.
You're welcome.
Let's talk before we get into Julian Lane because he's coming on soon. I think we should just touch on, I know you want to talk about the Dana White, Jake Paul stuff. Very interesting there. A lot of people talking about that. If you don't know what happened, they were having a back and forth. I believe that Jake said it was this list of demands for fighters. He would fight if he lost. This is the list of demands for fighters, correct? And then he also wanted Dana to get tested for coke.
Yeah, called him a cokehead.
We know that all too well here at BKFC. We've heard that. And then also, he said that when he went back at Jake Paul, Dana White, I thought it was great because he's like, all right, you got to get tested for the gas, get tested for steroids.
Exactly.
So it's an interesting scene there with them. What's your read on this?
I like it.
Me too.
I think Jake Paul has been trying to get at Dana White forever. Dana White didn't respond, and then he got him. He baited him. He brought him in, and it stems from basically Dana White saying, "You're nobody, right? You want to fight Jorge Masvidal? You're nobody. You sold 67,000 or 60 some odd thousand pay-per-views. That's nothing in the grand scheme of things."
Yeah, they're saying that's a flop, the last one. A lot of people saying that. I think it is.
Well, did he really? Because I have a question about that.
What's up?
I mean, what does that mean? Like 60? I know they were on, Fight. They were on Showtime. I mean, it usually takes a few months for pay-per-view numbers to get in anyway.
Sure.
So could that have just been what they did on like Fight TV?
I think what they do, at least from what I could see.
And isn't Showtime a subscription?
I'm not sure about that, but I do know when
Like
it comes to
Showtime
pay-per-views, Evan,
versus-
they usually give you early estimates, they call them. They kind of give you an estimate number, and then that's how they kind of generate the buys. And then you see them, like you said, a couple months later. So that is true, but that's a great – I don't know why they'd release 67,000. I mean, you got to pump that number up a little more. It's like something you trumpet.
I guarantee – and that's not even including all the international rights, like –
But let's call it, all right, let's call it 67,000. Let's call it 70,000.
Okay.
Is that a success or is that a failure?
No.
What is a success then?
Not for Jake Paul. I mean, with the numbers he's been doing, I feel like that's if you're an investor and you put money into a Jake Paul fight, you're expecting a huge return. You're not getting that with 70,000 like he normally does. It's like you go out to dinner somewhere really nice. You've been there before. It's amazing. But then you eat McDonald's.
Not to champion
like
Jake
McDonald's.
Paul. Yeah, not to champion Jake Paul, but his original opponent, Fury.
Yep.
That would have been
huge, gigantic.
Last minute pulled out, injury, or he's sick, or whatever the case may be. I think that would have been a huge card.
Different story. Different story. You got Tyron Woodley too. I mean,
yeah, who cares?
I didn't care. And the thing is, they didn't have much of a runway to even promote it. It was just like boom, boom, boom. Hey, at least Tyron got a Rolex out of it.
Listen, he stepped in last minute. Big props to him for stepping in. He got what did SB Nation or ESPN call that the knockout of the year, the boxing knockout of the year? I've read that somewhere. Okay.
That says a lot
huge.
about where the business is too of boxing when they claim that's the knockout of the year. I mean, that wouldn't have happened 5 years ago in boxing.
Nah,
They wouldn't have let an
never.
outsider come in and do a knockout of the year. That just wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
So says a lot, but I don't think it was a success. I really don't, but I did enjoy the back and forth between them. Don't forget, speaking of Dana White, you remember him from The Ultimate Fighter, you remember from his days in UFC. Julian Lane's coming on in a couple minutes. Who's going to be fighting in our main event against Mike Perry. He's a BKFC veteran.
Let me bang.
Yeah, new tattoo and all on the rib cage. It's all here, going to be with you, and it's going to be a good time because I know Julian is never one to not say what he's feeling.
And never shy away from his true feelings.
But neither's Mike Perry. Mike Perry might not even talk. He might just punch you in the face.
Those two guys are about as real as it gets, man. It doesn't get any realer than that. There is nothing fake. There is nothing fluffed about either one of those guys. Putting them in the ring, man, that's going to be an exciting fight.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great. And again, with the history they have behind them, the little slice of the history that we already know about that we watched unfold, I was right there for it. That makes me interested in a fight, and people can say what they want about that. And I would say a lot of people, and I'll probably get raked across the coals for this one, you're a liar. If you say that doesn't intrigue you more to watch this fight, you're a liar. I mean, I would have liked to see the fight anyway, but now, come on, it's a personal issue. What sells? Personal issues. That's what I want to see.
All right, unpopular opinion incoming. You ready for this?
Uh-oh.
Should Julian Lane, should he have gotten that fight with the antics of what occurred? Should he have been awarded that fight? It's such a back and forth double-edged sword. It's like, all right, you have Conor McGregor who throws a dolly at a bus, right? It's like, are you supporting that? But it's there's some serious beef between these guys, and obviously it sells the fight. But are you going down that, are you rewarding bad behavior type stuff? Or is the fight's going to happen no matter what? It's going to be made. That just happened.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at, like you said, the Conor McGregor thing, and when you look at that, again, I believe, and I don't remember, it was a while ago, I can't remember what I had for dinner yesterday, but I believe that Dana said something like, we're not doing business with Conor. He's done, he's out, we're never working with him again. Even at that moment, I'm like, come on, you're building the fight, man. This is the fight game now. This is a piece of it that, there's other stuff on the buffet table too. If you're not into the personal issues, there's other just great fights. And that's why I enjoy BKFC, because you have the personal issues that I enjoy, but you also have these great fights.
Yep.
So I feel like there's a little bit for everyone. I don't think he shouldn't have gotten the fight. We're going to find out. I mean, that had to be in his mind when he did what he did, but maybe it was deeper than that. Maybe he wanted to fight for other reasons. Maybe he's not trying to be a clout chaser or something like that. We're going to find all that out in a couple minutes when we talk to Julian Lane. I do think, though, that it's so intriguing and it's polarizing, this kind of fight, because, again, it's going to be a fun fight to watch. I mean, who's going to sit there and be like, no, that fight shouldn't happen now? I mean, I'm sure there's people saying that. It's not going to be me. I want to see it more. Not
gonna be me either.
Oh man, I mean, I want to see it more. Look, I respect the hell out of the fighters. They're athletes of the highest level. They're the toughest men and women in the world, in my opinion. But I enjoy a great fight, but I enjoy some kind of drama too. And this is not created. See, that's the other thing. People think this is created WWE drama. I was reading that. It's not true. I knew nothing of this when it happened. Dave obviously knew nothing of it. I mean, I was sitting next to Dave. Dave was pissed when this happened. He was like, he's fired. I mean, he was angry. So this was not a setup.
Did Julian Lane talk to Dave specifically after the? I'd like to know. I have no idea.
We'll find out, but I think they got him out of there pretty quick, because I was watching on Instagram, and Julian, he was going live when he was getting kicked out, and people were like high-fiving him on the way out in the casino and stuff.
Say, man, so supporting that behavior. I mean, the fans are supporting it.
But the thing is, does this become a thing now? I mean, if one fighter sees that it worked, does another fighter try to do it? Is there a pecking order? What's the deal here?
My whole thing is, if there's legitimacy to that, right? So the whole thing with Conor McGregor, and I'm going to get off that really fast. I'm not going to stay with it too long. Was Khabib smacked, if I'm not mistaken, Artem, right? And his group surrounded him, and Conor took offense, and he literally flew in with his crew, said, you want to do that? I'll do this. And there was some legitimate gangster stuff going on, for lack of a better term. There was some bad blood. Yeah. There was some bad blood between them. So it was legit. Is this legit?
It seems to be, unless they're in on some kind of deal with just each other, no one else knows, which I highly doubt. I know nothing of it. It just seems to be, I couldn't believe, when it happened, I was sitting across the ring, and I was like, what's going on? But at first I didn't know it was Julian. I thought it was a fan. I thought, this fan's going to die. Why would you pick a fight with Mike Perry? Then I realized it was Julian, who's going to be coming on at 12:15. And I do want to say, too, that this is Knuckle Mania 2 we're talking about. Before we get to Knuckle Mania 2, we have a stacked card in Jackson. I can't wait for that. BKFC.com. If you want to check out some of the matches.
Awesome.
We're going to break that down a little bit later. We're not forgetting about Jackson.
You'll be there. I'll be there. The fans will be there. Yeah.
Oh,
it's gonna be great,
my gosh, dude. We'll be sitting ringside going nuts. Because every fight on that card, I feel like I always say this, but every fight on that card is an awesome fight.
It is.
I mean,
main event championship. Who wins that fight? We'll get to that, though.
Yeah, we're going to get to that. We're talking about our top 3 fights on that card. You think about this in the comments if you're listening and you want to comment. what are the 3 fights that do the most for the people involved on that card? Rob and I are going to break that down for you a little later today. But first, coming up in a couple minutes, we're going to talk to Let Me Bang, bro, Julian Lane. Looking forward to that. I want to say one more thing about Jackson. If you haven't grabbed the app yet, BKFC.com, get it. And this isn't a commercial because Jackson is going to be, to me, it's the perfect way to launch the new year. We're in January and we have the to come straight out of the gates with this kind of card. It's sick.
Dude, spoiler alert. Get the app now.
Oh, yeah.
There are some very, very big changes coming. Some very good changes. Strongly suggest getting the app now. I'll leave it at that. In a couple of months, you guys come back and talk to me.
Ooh, it's going to be game changing.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be great. I'm
looking
excited.
Forward to that. And I liked. By the way, I want to compliment you. Since we started working together, over a year ago? Mm-hmm. I just watched you do a beautiful camera transition. You looked at the camera and you said, "Just get the app now." You made love to the camera, Rob. All the people in chat probably feel like they had love made to them by Rob.
Shit, man. So I can't tell you the last time I made love. That camera's looking sexy now.
He thinks his girl might be watching. That's why he's stumbling there. Hey, man, I could tap this. I want to get tap this. I got some last night. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah, that's why I'm in a good mood.
Congratulations,
good
bro.
mood. Yeah,
you look like you're glowing.
It was great, man. It was awesome. Then my kid woke up at 11:30 when I was like knocked out. You know, when you get all tired when you're done, you go, oh, and I'm like, oh no.
Man,
and I put him to bed, and then I got my glow on. You know,
nice.
Thank you. If you're watching, I love you. Julian Lane coming on in a couple minutes. We're looking forward to talking to him. He's in our virtual green room. Not even a couple minutes. He's demanded. He wants to be on now. He's waiting. I love to have him on now. Julian Lane, let's go to our super expensive, amazing Megatron up here. 5,000. There he is.
My man, what's up, guys?
What's up, Julian?
How are you?
I'm great.
You're great, man.
Thanks for having me on the show today, man.
Oh, it's our honor to have you on. I mean, this is a great fight that we're looking forward to. Our biggest show of the year, Knuckle Mania 2. You're like one of the top ones, main event-wise, and that's got to be huge for you. You've been around for a while, so, tell us how that makes you feel that the company has said Julian Lane is going to be a guy to represent us in our top match of the year.
Man, it's amazing. It's a blessing. I'm so thankful for the opportunity, and I just can't wait to show out for the fans, and mostly for myself, man. I got something to prove, man. I'm come Knuckle Mania 2, February 19th. You guys are going to see some killer shit, man.
I know we are. From both of you guys, let's be honest, Mike Perry, a killer himself, and that's why.
Fuck Mike Perry. He ain't nobody, bro. Let's not even talk about it.
Well, we have to talk about it.
Nobody knows that name. He's fighting Julian Lane. It's the Let Me Bang show. It's got nothing to do with Mike Perry.
All right, well, that's it. It's Let Me Bang show. You had said that you're throwing me off here. You said that you were going to welcome him in. You're his welcoming committee. We've seen that. We saw how you welcomed him on the broadcast. I was talking about that. I don't know if you heard before you came on. I had no clue. I thought a fan attacked Mike, and I thought this fan's going to die. And then I saw it was Julian Lane, and I'm like, well, Julian's got a better chance than the fan. Way better.
It was a fan. I'm definitely a fan.
Good way to
but
put it.
I got business to take care of, man. And God told me, go after him, man. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man. It was meant for me, buddy.
So, Julian, I just looking at this, how you threw the things at him. You guys tangled up. But let's get back before all this happened, because everyone knows that part of what happened. We're looking to uncover kind of what led to this. What happened? Why did you want to fight him so bad? Why did you choose to do that?
Well, ever since they posted Mike Perry got signed, I'm like, hey, next top star, right? Next big name, next big fight. That's me, man. I've never had an easy fight. My debut with Bare Knuckle was Leonard Garcia in Mexico. You know what I mean? I fought Thiago Alves on a 7-day notice. And why not Julian Lane introduce Mike Perry? I mean, that's what we've been doing this whole time. You know what I mean? I've been introducing all the big stars. So, hey, I jumped on that, man. Called him out, and he tried to duck me. So he came to my town, Tampa. He came to my city, and I was plotting on him the whole night, man, and just trying to figure out when was the right moment to approach him. I didn't know it was going to go down like that, but hey, Mike Perry, he's a real one, so we got to banging it out, man.
And Julian, it seems there's like two different Julian Lanes. When you're in weigh-ins, you're either extremely respectful to your opponent, or it seems it's very personal, whether it's Jake Boswick, the blow up with that, or, Rickles, it seemed very respectful. What are we going to see with you and...
Because Rickles was a fucking cop-out, bro. He came up to me like, man, please, man, don't hit me at Wayne's, man.
Oh, really?
And I seen he had his little kid with him, man. So I showed him some respect in his hometown, man. But hey, at the end of the day, that ain't me, man. I'm not the nice guy. When it comes to fighting somebody, I'm there to fucking beat their ass. I don't want no friends. I don't need friends, man. That shit's played out, man. I like my haters, you know what I mean? I like being the bad guy. And when it comes to fighting, man, hey, a lion sees his prey, he attacks. And same with the fight. I ain't got time to shake your hand. I'm not your friend. I'm not there to be your buddy or make you feel comfortable around me, man. Just know when you get close to me, man, I'm ready to fucking pounce on you, dude. So yeah, that's the fight I love, man. This is the fight I love. I love fighting these kind of guys, man, that know this shit's about to hit the fan.
Well, I heard a wise man once say you can make friends or you can make money. It seems like you're choosing to make money. I mean, you're a professional fighter. That's what you want to do. So as
friends are fake, man. Who needs friends? You know what I mean? They don't last. You know what I mean?
I feel you. So, Robbie,
I can pay money. I can double that. You know what I mean? I can invest.
That's right. That's right. I want to talk to you about something Mike Perry said about you with Ariel Helwani. Did you see that interview?
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw what he said?
Yeah, he said like homophobic or some shit like that, but I'm sure he meant homophobic. So he dropped a little gay joke, man, but it's all good. Like I told him, man, I sit that interview in with Joe Mix, you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't want to bang, man. He don't want to bang. He's scared. That's the bottom line. He's just trying to make excuses to get around the fight, which, hey, he's locked in now. We got him where we want him. You know what I mean? But yeah, Mike Perry, he thinks he's a funny guy. He wants to say shit like homophobic and shit, but it's all good, man. I don't take offense to that. Hey, I love gay people. I love all people, man. Good people. You know what I mean? So he's just gonna get a rude awakening, man. When he lets me bang on Knuckle Mania, I'm gonna bang him hard, man.
I saw about Joe Miggs. I saw that interview. You had a harem of women with you. I feel like these women follow you everywhere you go. All these beautiful women.
Hey, let me bang, baby. Hey, what is this thing? It speaks for itself, man.
So
you know what I mean? Like, I love, like I said, man, I love good people, man. I have good people around me in my circle, and it's my time, man.
It definitely is. We're looking forward to see what you're going to do at Knuckle Mania 2. But getting back to the women that are always following you around that I saw in this Joe Miggs interview. We'd seen a rumor online about one of those women, or you might have a woman in your corner this time or something. Is there a rumor going on about that?
I was thinking maybe I'll put Mike Perry's ex-wife in my corner, since he beat on her and everything, maybe I'll just let her sit ringside so she can watch me beat on him.
Oh, okay. All right. I didn't realize that. I thought it was one of the women in the interview.
Oh, I didn't know that. This is getting deep.
It is getting deep. Rob, I mean, what do you have for Julian here?
I don't know how to follow up to that one. Yeah, it seems like this fight is a little bit deeper than what kind of you're leading on to. Do you want to speak to that at all, or?
It's absolutely deeper, man. I mean, it's deeper than what I know of it. I just feel it. You know what I mean? I feel the flame. I feel the energy. And like I said, man, I'm God's warrior. I'm the messenger of God, and he sent me to seek and destroy. Mike Perry's next on the list, man. He's got karma coming his way, and that's this guy. He's got a rude awakening coming. You know what I mean? At the fights, he when I threw the little cards at him, I didn't know what I was doing. I was winging it. You know what I mean? I didn't even know what I did, until I watched it. And he got up and swings on me. I didn't think we would really get into a fight there. Like, dude, I let him hit me 3 times before I even swung on him, because I'm like, damn, we're about to fucking go to jail, man. I didn't want all this, but at the end of the day, he hit me 3 times in the side of my head. So I started hitting him with them uppercuts, the mean uppercut I got. And so I think it was one punch, I split his mouth open. He had to get stitched up. He didn't know I had the insight on that one either, man. He tried to crack a joke and call me Lumpy Lane. is not ready. He put a KNOT on it. Oh, he hit me. But hey, it's all good. Stitchy he got what was coming, and he's got even more coming, man. You saw what I did to Jake Boswick. He ran his mouth, and I fucking made him pay. I didn't knock him out. I didn't want to knock out Jake Boswick. I wanted him to go 5 rounds of getting abused by me. Like these knuckles are sharp, buddy.
I see.
And it's gonna leave wounds on top of wounds, man. And he might want to reach out to Boswick and let him, ask him how that felt, man, because it doesn't feel good, man. I sat outside the room while he got stitched, man. I said a little prayer for the guy because he in there in pain for 40 minutes getting stitched up. So Mike Perry, he knows, man. He knows. It's just he's got to face it now.
So
you know what I mean? He's got to face it, and that's what it is.
Julian, you've spent some time in UFC, but you've spent a lot of time in bare knuckle. You're a veteran now, and you fought
I'm the Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter. Sorry, Ultimate Fighter. But you've fought in that world before, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
MMA, you've done MMA. So with him coming from there to bare knuckle, and you've had so many bare knuckle fights, it's always interesting to see how people fare. What do you think the biggest thing that he has to know coming to fight you in bare knuckle is, coming from another organization?
Well, I mean, bare knuckle, that's bad news for him. MMA, that's absolutely bad news for him, because then I get to use all my weapons, you know what I mean? So he's lucky he's not fighting me in a fucking cage. But he still ain't lucky because I don't got gloves on, man. And, Mike Perry, he's not a bare knuckle fighter, man. He's not this is a street fight. This is a technical brawl. And that's what I am. I'm a technical brawler. And when we get into that ring, he's going to realize that, man. He's fucking flat-footed. He's stuck in the mud, man. That boy can't even move, man. He's got no moves, man. That's the guy that's in the club dancing that just stands against the wall, you know what I mean? He's got no chance in hell, man. So the boy, like I said, he's flat-footed. I've seen him hit pads. I've seen him spar. He doesn't like to get hit. He's had his nose broke to pieces, man. And that's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for that nose. I'm aiming for that chin.
You've been studying him, obviously, and you know a lot about him. And when we're going to roll some footage here of what happened at the fight when you guys had your scuffle. I wonder, as we watch this, can you tell me, was anything being said? Do you remember anything from that scuffle, or you guys just for the couple seconds you were together? Do you remember what was happening? Was there any words exchanged when you were swinging at each other or anything like that? Because you guys kind of tied up.
Yeah, kind of shocked. It just happened so fast. You know what I mean? Like he got up. I heard him drop the little M-bomb. He's bitch ass nigga. Okay. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But he got up, threw a punch on me. I stepped back a little bit, grabbed on, locked on, and I literally didn't throw a punch until he hit me like 3 times over top of my ear. So then I started uppercutting him, man. The next thing you know, it left me with this little scar right here on my knuckle.
Okay.
I think I popped him in his mouth, like hit his tooth or something, man.
Well, it's like a tattoo. Scars are souvenirs you never lose, right? That's a souvenir.
Well, it took about 20 people to separate you two.
I was there separating them.
Yeah, Brian, I seen you. What the hell was you doing on Dave's back?
I was trying to stay away from the action. I was watching the boss's back. I said, I don't want to get hit by either one of these guys, but I got to do something.
That shit. Hey, that was so funny,
we're looking forward, man. We're looking forward to seeing you fight. KnuckleMania 2, again, our biggest event, I would say, ever. I mean, every year it gets bigger with KnuckleMania.
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest event, man. This is the fans are asking for it, man. Go to the comments, man. Look at the posts. Everybody wants to see me bang. That's what it is. It's the Let Me Bang show, and we're gonna give them a fucking show. We're gonna give them a bloody show. You know what I mean? This is my game, and I love bare knuckle. I never back down from anybody, man. And I've never had an easy fight, man. I fought UFC vets multiple times in my career, whether it was MMA, bare knuckle. I went over to England. I fought a guy 17-0 on my first bare knuckle fight.
Wow.
And I beat him, and I didn't, that was off my couch, man. Like I am in a full camp. I'm in the best shape of my life, and I'm taking this more serious than I ever have. I got 4 daughters, Brooklyn, Liana, Paisley, and Marie. I'm a family man. And like I said, I had to leave them behind so I can get myself together. and make sure their future is.
Where are you training? You left them behind. Where are you at right now?
I'm currently training out of Clearwater, Florida, but right now I'm in Vegas. I'm training a little bit out here in Vegas. I came out here to see my dad for New Year's and spend some time with my pops, man.
Love it.
Just get that good time in with dad. And right now I'm in Vegas training.
What does your pops think of your fight? Your big fight coming up? Does he really support you? How's he feel about it?
Absolutely, man. My dad, he loves the fight game. He wishes they had this when he was my age, man. He actually taught kung fu for about 20 years, man.
Oh wow.
He's real fluent with like the animal system, the tiger, the crane, the mantis, that type of stuff. It's amazing style, man. And it's a little bit he teaches me, with the Wing Chun, because like the trapping hands and the Wing Chun, it goes with the bare knuckle, man. Of course. So
what was your father's reaction when he saw the footage of the broadcast when you got into the scuffle? What was his reaction to that? Does he go, "Come on, Julian"?
He laughs. Like, man, he laughs about it. Like my mom laughs about it. My mom loves that shit. But y'all gonna have to hold her back at the fight. They've got her ringside ticket. So
no,
hey, watch Mama Bang. Mama Bang gonna be in there hollering. So
should be loud as fuck.
She came to my fight one time. I was walking out to the ring and she smacked this dude. She got to talking shit to this dude. He was talking shit to me walking out. And she got to jumping on him. I'm like, "Mom, chill out. I'm about to fight." Like, I'm walking to the cage.
You're talking
about we gotta hold your mom back too now.
Like, yeah, I had to grab her as I was walking to the cage, man. Well, I'm like, come on.
Well, Julian, I know you're doing big things in BKFC now, and we appreciate you. And let your mother know that we're always scouting for the female division if she wants to get involved. You're involved a little bit.
Hey.
Well, Rob, that's all I have. Julian, I know you have to train. You can get back to that.
Appreciate it.
We really do. And we're looking forward to it. Knuckle Mania 2 coming up in February. You can tune in, BKFC.com. We have a great card before that in Jackson. We're looking forward to that too. I'm sure you've seen that card. You're probably excited for that as well as a fan of the product.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. Hey, I appreciate you guys having me on here, man. Thanks for the opportunity, David Feldman. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, man. I love you guys. And I can't wait to put on a spectacular performance, man. Showcase my skills. You know what I mean?
All right. We're looking forward to that too. Any parting words from Mike Perry before we get out of here?
Get ready, Mike Perry, Platinum Pussy. I'm getting ready to pop your cherry, baby. Let me bang, bro.
Thank you, Julian Lane. Never lost for words. You're a good man. We'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Thanks, guys.
All right. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be. That's going to be. And now I'm even more excited because I kind of knew there was some drama there, but he's ready, man.
That's a great line.
Oh,
pop that cherry, Perry.
Okay, that's Evan Zentar.
All right, so I guess rule number 1 is to have 10 times the amount of security at weigh-ins than we did at any previous event.
Are we going to let them get close? Because, Julian likes to get in people's face. We're going to have to hold him back.
Yeah,
I don't want to risk this fight not happening.
It's like a SWAT team around him when he comes in. Remember Boswick? It happened in the lobby of the Hard Rock originally.
Issues outside of
the the thing about Julian is he got fined for that, I believe. He doesn't even care.
We got to roll Julian in like Hannibal Lecter, like chained up on a dolly.
Yeah, right.
You got to roll them both in, man.
I know.
I'd like to get Mike Perry's response to that interview.
I'm sure we'll have him on again before the fight. I'm sure we will, and we're looking forward to it. I'm sure Mike Perry's already going on Instagram with a response for that.
Yeah.
But good time with Julian Lane. We're looking forward to Knuckle Mania 2 coming up. Do we want to hit a commercial real quick? You want to talk about Knuckle Mania 2 since we're on it?
Yeah, let's go. Let's
real quick before the commercial. Let's talk about Knuckle Mania 2. I can see you don't want to talk about Knuckle Mania 2, Rob. Where you at?
No. I got my notes right here.
He's got his notes. All right, I do too. So since we just came off of Knuckle Mania 2, before we get into the Jackson talk, which is a tremendous card, Knuckle Mania 2, Knuckle Mania, as we've said, is officially the biggest event of the year for us.
It is, but finally, there will be a women's champion crowned.
That's huge.
The championship,
I didn't even know that.
Yes, is on the line at Knuckle Mania 2.
Do we know?
Britton Beltran will be fighting for the championship.
We don't know who she's fighting yet, do we? I know who I'd like to see her fight.
There's a little bird chirping. I'm not sure if it's official yet, so I don't want to let the cat out of the bag. But she is fighting for the championship. We're going to be crowning a champion.
Finally.
Yeah, and speaking of champions, Luis Palomino.
He'll be on the card. Don't know what he's doing. Well, no. Do we know what he's doing yet? I mean, if you follow BKFC, we saw that Martin Brown won the title eliminator. So is that the fight we might see? I don't know. I'm spitballing because that's I would think that's a fight we're going to see.
I would think so too.
And we can't forget about Chad Mendez on the card, another huge name coming to make a bare knuckle debut.
I'm not sure if you guys are following him on Instagram. That dude is looking legit.
He's ready to go.
He's fired up. He's ready to go. I'm excited for that. And that's the crazy thing. This card is so big. There's so many big stars on it. There's so many big names. It is going to be amazing. It's going to be a great event.
And that's just what we have. I mean, it's just, we only know one fight so far that's been made official. And that sells the whole show. I mean, that's what I want to see. So Knuckle Mania 2 is going to be amazing. Of course, that goes on February 19th at the Hard Rock, Hollywood, Florida. You're going to be wanting to tune in, as we could see from talking to Julian, and there's other heat going to be on that card too. So you're going to be tuned to the weigh-ins and everything else. It's going to be awesome. Looking forward to that. And we'll do some more amazing bare knuckle talk. If I can hold my pen, we'll talk about Jackson, Mississippi coming up. I know you're all pumped. Rob rolled in here today.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
No, you were listening to, he had like a boombox, like an old school ghetto blaster, and he's listening to that Kid Rock song, Jackson, Mississippi.
Dude,
he's all pumped up about it.
Man, I am so excited for that. I love Mississippi. That crowd down there is electric,
hot.
dude. I love it.
Crowd.
The first time in Jackson, you know it's going to be fire. You know it's going to be great.
We're looking forward to that. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Jackson card and a lot of other stuff. Stay tuned. We'll do that right after. I haven't done this in like weeks. Ready? At the same time. Right after we get the power. This.
Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship debuts in Jackson, Mississippi, Saturday, January 29th. Live from the Jackson Convention Complex, it's Elvin El Bandito Brito versus Caleb Lionheart Harris to crown the inaugural welterweight champion. Also see Alan Belcher attempt to dominate BKFC vet Bobo O'Bannon. Plus, Quentin Henry collides with Chris Sorrow. BKFC Fight Night Jackson, Saturday, January 29th. Live on the Bare Knuckle TV app. Download it now at bkfc.com.
I just saw the promo for BKFC Fight Night Jackson, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. That guy's crazy.
Yeah, whoever does that voiceover, he's amazing.
He's like a lunatic. He just slams Tiger Life all day and does voiceovers. So we're looking forward to that fight. Rob and I were talking about this off the air, and we asked you earlier in the comments section. By the way, if you're listening elsewhere, know that when we say the comment section of the chat, we're referring to YouTube. You can hop on there, Bare Knuckle FC, is it on YouTube? Is Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship? And then you can also listen to us, by the way, on Spotify. You can catch it later, the podcast, just the audio if you have to get going on here. But we asked you in the comments section on YouTube to tell us what 3 fights you think in Jackson will do the most for each fighter. What are you looking forward? It's kind of what you're looking forward to, but what do you think? What fight is the most valuable for each fighter? And Rob and I have a couple ideas here, and we want to talk about that because it's a stack card. I mean, we're really looking forward to that card. To start the year off that way is incredible. I mean, do you want me to give you my 3? How do you want to do it?
Yeah, well,
right.
Let's roll, man.
I'll give you my 3. I mean, there's so many good fights. It was hard for me to pick. So number 1, you got to say Elvin Brito versus Caleb Harris. That's going to do the most for one of those guys because they're going to get a belt. Yeah, they're going
for the championship.
Going to change their career. So that's you have to say that. That's number 1. I think 2. I'm looking forward to Bobo O'Bannon versus Alan Belcher. I think that's going to be an interesting test for Belcher, but an interesting test for O'Bannon as well. I think we're going to see a lot out of these two guys, and we're really going to see when we're done that fight. I just think I think when we're done that fight, we're not going to see one's better than the other. We're just going to see where they both stand. And Bobo has really been showing me some good stuff lately. I look forward to him. He's like a BKFC homegrown guy. Alan Belcher coming in his last fight. I mean, it was a good fight. And I'll tell you what, you seen the pictures? My man is stacked, jacked,
My man's
and ready
got
to roll.
muscles on muscles, baby.
Buff, tough, ripped,
jacked.
chiseled, and jacked. He's looking great. So we're looking forward to that fight as well. I think that, a win from either one of those guys could do a lot for their career. Another fight that I'm looking forward to, and we talked about this. I don't want to steal your thunder, but I'm not going to give my reasoning. You can give the reasoning later. I think people will figure this out. Quentin Henry, the hero, that fight with Chris Sorrow. That fight is very important for Quentin Henry.
I think it's very important.
And Chris, too.
Important for both fighters. I think Sorrow needs a win.
Yeah,
he
sure does.
has to get a win, and if he gets a win over Henry, that will definitely elevate him to a whole other stratosphere.
I agree.
Quentin Henry, I think if he gets this win, I think he's in direct contention for a title shot. That's just my opinion on it, but that would move him to what, 3-0 in his past fights.
I believe so. But he'd be 3-1, I think.
If he wins over Sorrow.
Yeah, if he wins. So that'll be a good fight to watch. And I'm actually going to give another one, like an honorable mention. The reason I'm looking for, and this fight's on the undercard. The reason I'm looking so forward to this fight is because I've seen Audra Cummings, be slated to fight a couple times, and her fight always falls off. I'm excited for her. I know how excited she's been to fight, and she's taken on the rugged beauty Crystal Pittman, who we saw in her debut was a loss, but she came to fight. I want to watch Crystal Pittman fight again. I'm very, very excited to see that fight. So I'll give that one as, other than my top three, that's like a mulligan or whatever they call him. And I mean, you got David Diaz on the card. He's slimmed down. We're going to see how he looks. I mean, we saw him, once? We'll see how much he's learned over the past. Was that a year ago he fought for us? Wow, was that Knuckle Mania last year?
Yeah.
Wow. So about a year.
Not Knuckle Mania. No.
When
David
did he
Diaz, fight? He fought this year, or 2021.
Did he?
You need me to weigh in, boys?
Yep.
Oh,
He
wow.
fought, before Knuckle Mania.
Wow. Okay. So we
Right after. Oh my
No,
God.
it was after.
it was about a year.
Was
about
it
a year.
BKFC 16?
Right, the clown show. All of
BKFC
it.
16 against Spencer Ruggeri.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it's been about a year. I want to see how much he's developed. I know he's been training hard. I followed him on Instagram. I'm looking forward to that. And you got Scott O'Shaughnessy versus Jared Warren as well. These two guys are going to come to fight.
it's going to be a war.
I mean,
it's going to be a war, man.
There's so many good ones. I'm going to take them all. So what are you looking forward to, Rob? I'm excited for this card.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the entire card. Like, the entire thing is just stacked. I'm going to weigh in. So let's go through the top three. I'm going to weigh in and give you my analysis on who wins.
Ooh.
All right. So let's start with Quentin Henry, Sorrow.
Where you at?
I got to give it to Henry. I just think Henry has too much power. If Sorrow comes aggressive, he does these mind tricks, man.
He sure does.
And Sorrow is not a man to be truffled with, man.
Good word, Rob.
He'll get in your mind, and he'll put a hurting on you if you let him.
He play mind games. He knows what he's doing.
Exactly. I think Quentin Henry, though, if he lands his shots, he picks his shots. Henry's jab looks like a shotgun. I mean, literally stuns his opponents. Just puts them in place.
Can you get in Quentin Henry's head, do you believe? I mean, he seems like a pretty solid guy. I mean, he's very intense when he needs to be. But
yeah,
can
he's
you
very
get
intense.
Quentin
I
Henry's
wouldn't
head?
want to get in that head, dude. I think that's crazy, man. But I've got Henry winning that one.
If anyone can get in his head, it'll be Chris Sorrow. I'm not sure what I have for that yet. I have to watch this develop further. I have to look into both their eyes when we're doing the interviews, and that's how I like to tell and just see their training and everything. What do you have? What other fights?
All right, O'Bannon and Belcher. Now this is a tough one.
Yeah, I know.
This is a really tough
They're
one.
gonna swing.
I don't really have a solid opinion, so I'm going to give it how each fighter is going to win. So if Belcher wins, I think he's got to beat him within the first 2 rounds. He's got to come on hard. He's got to sprint on him. O'Bannon usually starts off a little slower. His last performance was amazing, but I think the deeper it goes, it's going to be better for O'Bannon. So I think, for Belcher to win, he's got to end it quick. For O'Bannon to win, I think the longer it draws out,
that makes
he's going to take
sense.
him to deeper water, and he's going to take home the W.
But something we need to look at too is, if you were paying attention, the last show we had, Alan Belcher was there with Hannah Guy, I believe. So he's been training, continuously training bare knuckle. He's been in the gym, training people, getting them ready, coaching them. So he's immersed himself in this sport. With only one fight, he is a true professional. He's an elite athlete. He looks, like we said, buff, tough, ripped, chiseled, and jacked. Yeah. But that counts for a lot.
UFC veteran, has a lot of fights underneath his belt. Consummate professional.
But they're not all bare knuckle fights.
Not all bare knuckle.
He had one bare knuckle, and he's been working with somebody who had a hell of a fight in bare knuckle.
And that's why this makes it such an amazing fight.
Yep.
O'Bannon has a deep pool of bare knuckle fights. Belcher only has one. And that's what makes it such a dynamic fight. It's like, what can happen? What could happen? That's just my theory on it. I think it's going to be an exciting fight nonetheless.
Some of these guys come in, though, and I won't say they all immerse themselves. They come in from other walks of life, other fighting organizations, and some come and do the fight. They're trying to make some money. That's what I've seen. I really feel like Alan Belcher has immersed himself in the bare knuckle culture, in the gyms. Like I said, he's training with people. So I can't pick a winner on that one either. I just want to say much respect to Alan Belcher for immersing himself in it, because not everyone does that. And I think that he's doing a good job of doing that.
All right. And the main event, Elvin Brito versus Caleb Harris. I'm going to call him the magician. Elvin Brito is a magician. He like disappears, reappears.
He really does.
So elusive. It's like, where is this guy?
Fighter IQ through the roof.
Exactly. Harris has got some serious power, though, man. He's got some real serious power. Went the distance with Jim Allers. Great fight. It's going to be a tough one. This is going to be a real tough one. Man, if Harris can put him away in the first 2 to 3 rounds, he's got it. If it goes longer than that, Elvin Brito is, he can take him to deep waters, and he's just not going to be able to keep up. He's a magician. He's very elusive. So if it goes past the second round, I got it, Brito.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
Elvin, I think we mentioned this before. I feel like a lot of fighters in bare knuckle have been going to train in Puerto Rico with Elvin. A lot of the fighters have a lot of respect for Elvin, respect for both guys, but I'm talking about as far as going to train, and they respect his fighter IQ. If you speak to the guy, I've said this many times, for 2 minutes, you learn something. That's going to be a difference maker to me. Although, Harris, you don't get a nickname Lionheart for no reason.
These guys have never fought for a title. Now the title's on the line. You're getting dinner, dessert, and you're getting the whole kit and caboodle. So the belt's on the line. They're going to come hungry.
Coming to fight, man.
So that's going to be a great fight. I want to get Evan's opinion on it. Evan,
that's
you have a
important.
good perspective on it. Main event. Who do you see winning it and why?
Oh, I feel like I'm in the hot seat.
Yeah, the electric chair.
Yeah.
It's a hard one.
They fought at BKFC 11. That was beginning of COVID. What was that? August 2020.
And went the distance, correct?
Went the distance. It was a split decision for Elvin Brito.
Yep.
And how many fights has Elvin had since? I was on my phone playing around while you guys were talking about this, so I'm trying to get in the moment.
At least two fights since then, I believe.
Caleb's fought a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be the same fight.
No.
But I know Elvin's like impossible to knock out.
He's a magician.
Yeah.
He is, so it's hard to call.
Yeah, I don't really have too much of an expert analysis on this.
Let's throw for once. I never have the Lord Elvin's.
Do you want to do official predictions?
Sure, if you want it. Like I said, my prediction was if it goes past the third round, it's Brito. If Harris has a chance of winning this, I think he has to win it within the first 2-3 max. He has to get it done early. If it goes the distance, it's Brito's game.
I read there was some podcast. I don't want to not say who it was, but somebody said that Brito has never lost a decision in Mississippi. That was an interesting stat. And I wish I could remember. It was on one of the groups. I forget who said it, but somebody will say in the comments, and I'll shout him out.
But why don't we? Evan, that's a great observation. Thanks for bringing that to the table. Because I didn't see that. I don't think Rob did either. But I would be interested to know, again, if you're following us on YouTube, you're watching live now in the chat, you can predict alongside of us.
It was on Zion Tomlinson. On the Knuckle Up podcast, one of the guys on there had made that stat.
That's a great stat. It's interesting.
But anyway, I think Caleb Harris has totally improved since then. And I think he definitely has a different game plan going in there, having faced each other before. Is Elvin going to change up what he's done if what he did last time worked? And is Caleb going to be more aggressive and try to push the pace and get a knockout? Like if you look at, Baboon's fight, Palomino, when he fought Brito at BKFC 10, he really, got in his face and smothered him. He didn't really, stay at a distance and try to box them. You don't want to box with Elvin Brito. You got to make it ugly.
Yeah, I agree.
So as working that out in my head right now as we're talking, I think Caleb's game plan is going to want to make it dirty.
Well, that's fun for the fans to watch. So we're looking forward to that. Well, I think, again, in the comments section on YouTube, if you could let us know, because I'm having a hard time with this one, too.
Who do you guys got?
Who do you have? Let us know. And, you can follow along with all this stuff. So they were did we do, top three?
Those are our top three.
Next thing I want to talk about, by the way, that whole card stacked. It's not just the top three. There's so many great fights. We kind of went through some earlier. They're all available. You can check them out, bkfc.com, check out the records, all that stuff. And while you're there, if you don't have the app, what are you doing? Buy the app. It's cheap. You can get in and watch these amazing fights. And like we said, spoiler alert, there's some great stuff coming up in the future you're going to want to get involved with. Other than Jackson, Mississippi, I got the Kid Rock song, man, because of you, Rob.
That's a great jam, man.
As excited as we are about that, I was excited to learn something that happened recently on our Hawani show. I don't know if you heard this. I know Evan pointed it out. I know you listened to some of it. There's been certain things that we've thought, we've never had confirmed, but we've talked about off the air around the office about certain organizations not covering bare knuckle fighting championship.
Haters gonna hate.
I know. Hey, let them hate.
Haters gonna hate.
We don't need them. Let them hate. But I don't know if we can air the clip. I don't know if we're allowed to, but Ariel Helwani said basically that his old company wouldn't let him talk about bare knuckle. He got yelled at.
It was too gruesome, quote unquote.
Yeah, he got told not to bring it up again.
Are we too gruesome?
I don't think
Hey, Rob,
so.
you're the YouTube expert. Are we going to get pulled down if we show it? Can we just play the audio?
I don't care. Play it.
What's it, 20 seconds?
Who cares?
Yeah, here's the audio of
Here it
Ariel
is.
Helwani.
There's no censoring here.
Just watch.
Some quiet time, but it is great to talk to you again. I think the last time I spoke to you was after the Jason Knight fight, that long ago. In fact, I could tell you a story, Artem. I had you on my show. Remember, you came on after the Jason Knight fight. Your face was pretty banged up. And after that fight, I was told, you're not allowed to talk about bare knuckle fighting anymore. It's way too gruesome for us. This is at my previous job. So I'm glad now there are no restrictions and that we can talk again, my friend.
Look at that. Now,
There it is.
we speculated on that off
There it
the air
is.
many times. He just confirmed it. Ariel Helwani, I mean, thanks for bringing that up. And I think that not only was that a great interview that he did.
And, seriously, thank you, Ariel, for being a true journalist
Yeah.
and,
That
being
doesn't
a
happen
true
anymore.
voice. Love to get him out to an event.
Knuckle
You have an
Mania
open
2.
invite, Knuckle Mania 2.
We'll give him VIP treatment. Let's
on
do
us.
it.
Let's get him
well,
out
on
there.
You, on you, not on me.
On me.
Let's give a quick shout out to when the big boys are getting censored. We have these other podcasts, these independent
for sure.
podcasts who are always in our corner.
Thank you for that.
Shout out to all the podcasts out there.
Big
Knuckle
shout out.
Medias, the Joe Miggs of the world, all those guys.
Mission accomplished.
Don't think that we're not watching you guys. And
We're listening. We hear you, and we love you.
Yeah.
We love you
We
guys.
always
Thank
we
you all
talk
so much.
about we talk about that off the air sometimes too. Like, oh, did you see this? Or we'll text each other during the stuff. So we enjoy your coverage as well.
I
Good, bad,
checked
and
their
ugly.
news before BKFC. I'm like, yo, how do they have this?
No, dude, that's like my morning newspaper.
man.
You wake up, you go on
This is
Facebook,
awesome.
and you check all the bare knuckle groups, and you see, who's fighting next. 'Cause
Yeah.
they certainly know before we do.
Yeah, somehow. I don't know. Not only the podcast, but I agree with Evan. There's all these bare knuckle groups on Facebook, and I don't comment a lot because, again, I have to keep my journalistic integrity down the middle.
Yep.
But I always read it, and we always discuss it. So keep on posting, keep on podcasting.
Keep on talking about it.
And
This
here's the
sport is
thing.
going to grow because of you,
Yeah, I
with
agree.
you, and we appreciate it. I appreciate it as a fan of this sport, as a fan of BKFC.
Because we get to watch it. We don't
Yeah.
have to do the work. We get to sit back and watch
Imagine
entertainment.
us being in the position we are, 30 years ago with the UFC? That's where we're at now in the very beginning. Everyone is on the ground level.
And
That's
I encourage,
awesome.
not only that, I encourage anybody that's listening that thought about starting a podcast, do it. Just start. If you enjoy bare knuckle, even if you don't get a lot of viewers at first, it's just fun. You'll enjoy it, and we appreciate it. And we'll be watching you too. Thank you.
Come out
If
to the
Sosha
shows.
can do it, you can.
Yeah, right.
Come out to the shows, come
the
out to
moron
the
with a
press
mic.
conferences. If you got some great questions or if you got some intriguing questions or if you just want to know more about the fighters, we're there. We welcome you with open arms.
Yeah, stop by and listen. Last thing I want to say about the podcasting here is we love
And
it.
if
in the
anyone
groups.
doesn't welcome you with open arms, hit me up directly. I'll welcome you. I'll get you in there. Don't worry about
bet
it.
you will, Rob. So what I want to say though is, like Rob said, if you see us at the fight and you have a podcast or you have a bare knuckle group, come up to one of us and let us know. We'll put it in our phone so we can watch you too. I mean, we enjoy it. Again, this is fun for us, but you know what's even better? When I can sit back, kick my feet up and watch somebody else do it and watch their product and how they present it. It's fun to watch all the different podcasts. So thank you for what
so
you do.
anyone that shows up in Jackson that talks to me and Brian, the first 25 people, guess what? You're getting a free t-shirt. I'm going to steal 25 t-shirts right now.
Whose salaries is coming out of Rob?
From the BKFC warehouse. I'm going to steal 25 brand new shirts. I'm going to stuff them in my bag. I'm coming down to Jackson. We're going to hand them out to some fans.
That's going to be fun, man. We're looking forward to meeting everyone. Now, other than that, I mean, the podcast, thank you for that. Great idea for the shout out there, Evan. I want to talk about, let's see what else I have in my notes here. Oh. So we have to talk a little bit quickly about Josh Burns, what's going on with him. So everybody has seen Josh Burns is no longer with Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Clean break, no ill will. Basically what happened, and Josh spoke about this, I saw it on social media. Kudos to him for being so professional, and he understood what happened.
I heard this, that, could it be that, or
No,
this,
so
that, or the
here's
third?
what it
So
is.
let's let him speak to it. This is coming directly from Josh Burns.
I don't know
Is
if
that how-
do we have a screen grab of that? I don't even know if we do up there to
I
put
don't
up.
think so.
But I can kind of summarize if you missed it what he said. He was talking to fans, and he basically said that it was an issue of something that he had in his past, and it would prevent us from doing business. So from what I understand, coming from BKFC, is it was a compliance issue with the sport. So we have to.
But there's no bad blood.
No, we
They're
have to.
going in different directions.
Yeah, and we wish him well, whatever he chooses to do. I
Yeah.
mean, Josh is a a guy I enjoyed on the roster.
That's what I love about this show. We can address those things. We could talk about, what's really going on. And people are like, oh, he didn't get paid enough or this, that. And none of that. Let's clear the air. Mm-hmm. He's better in the position he's at. It's an amicable breakup, and that's it.
What is it, Rob?
Cool.
What's it called?
I don't know.
Say it again.
Shit, dude, I can't even type.
I can't say amicable. I can't say it either.
I'm still, yeah.
I can't say that word. I tried to say.
I feel great from.
Hell no. I definitely can't. I can't say amicable. I'm not kidding you.
I'm still glowing from making love to the camera earlier, Brian.
I'm still glowing from my night last night. All right, so. I'm going to read this. This is what Josh posted. A business decision due to new opportunities for BKFC. That's what happened. He has a mistake in his past that would hinder our ability, BKFC's ability, to move forward in this regard. So they agreed it was best for all parties involved.
Man.
So you
all the best, Josh.
Wish you best in your future endeavors, my man.
Straight up guy. Great last fight, man. Wish him all the best in his future endeavors.
Now we have to figure out what's going to happen. A lot of people were championing for certain fights, but now this makes it interesting. What do we? Arnold Adams
shakes up the division.
Yeah, what's going to happen there? That's the interesting. So we have the comments up here.
Oh, man, that's close, man.
That's what the people think.
Ooh, all right. There's the poll. Is that showing up? Can you see this? I don't want to block it.
Can see it. Yeah, move your head.
Fifth, my big head.
Big shout out to OZ Breeze, Rob the God. Thank you.
Big Ben? Oh, God, get it off before they start cursing on there.
I haven't got it all. So we can see the poll up here.
I mean, the votes are coming. The votes are coming in. I like to see that in about a day when it hits about 2,000-3,000. That's when you usually get a good taste.
You can see it go like this. It's fun to watch it develop. The poll. I agree.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tight, pretty close.
So there you go. The fans have spoken. We love, as we said, we love you. And I said this since we started with this. I worked in radio for a bunch of years. They kind of shackle you. You can't do anything. It's no fun sometimes. Here,
corporate.
Yeah, that's the one thing. We're not. It's very transparent. I'm allowed to talk about what I want. You're allowed to talk about what you want, and we can kind of shed light on things. And as we said earlier, it's cool because I feel like this is not even a show. I feel like it's a hangout with us and all the fans. Yeah. It's fun. I look forward to this every week. Okay, so now we talked about that. Best luck to him. Let's talk about something you were mentioning off the air. You surmised something about Floyd Mayweather. Apparently, Floyd Mayweather going to be taking on money kicks.
Is Floyd Mayweather broke?
Yeah.
When I think it was Jake Paul posted that, or no, Logan Paul said he still has not gotten paid for his fight versus Floyd Mayweather. Is Floyd Mayweather broke? He owes a bunch of money in taxes, this, that, and the third. I'm like, come on, dude. You always see him with photos of millions and millions of dollars. But then I hear he's fighting some kid, a teen. I think he's like 18, 19, called Money Kicks.
Money Kicks. Does he have a real name?
Yeah, the richest, one of the richest kids in all of Dubai.
That angers me.
In and of itself is a very rich country.
Horrible.
But multi-billionaire, he's an influencer. He's got millions on his channels. He's got everything that you possibly could think of. He has 2 amateur fights, and Floyd Mayweather's fighting him.
Whoa, stop. 2 amateur. I didn't realize that. Yeah. He's only got 2 amateurs.
2 amateur bouts.
An exhibition, of course.
But this is a joke.
It's a joke.
This is what makes boxing fans, sporting fans, just totally roll back in their seat. This is such a clown show, dude. Like that's disgusting. Like,
are you saying Floyd Mayweather shouldn't fight for a bunch of money?
Yeah, right.
That's what he does. Put yourself in his shoes. If I
would do it.
Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I probably barely have to train.
Cool.
He could just show up. Not have
dance
to
around.
Dance around
not
and
kill
make
the
a
kid.
bunch of money.
Perfect.
I'm
cool.
doing that.
Awesome. Don't ever call yourself the greatest boxer ever. Don't ever call yourself the greatest fighter ever.
But he's
you can't by fighting kids, man.
But he's not. Stop.
Hold on, Rob. Man.
Hold on.
Don't call yourself the greatest fighter ever.
Gentlemen.
He's not the greatest fighter. He considers himself the greatest fighter ever. Of course he's going to say that, right? But that was years ago. Do we still consider him the greatest fighter ever? I mean, do you...
Well, no,
when he does stuff like this, you can be that. You can be that in the past.
He keeps talking about this legacy that he's going to leave. What kind of legacy are you fighting exhibition bouts?
I feel like
versus
this is
18-year-old, 19-year-old kids, man.
This is not part of his legacy. This is a money grab, and anyone with common sense knows that. So why can't you make money?
He can make money. Make money, but don't ever call yourself the greatest fider ever.
Why? Because it is
removed.
It's like 49-0, and now he's just making a bunch of money.
Yeah, dude. People know what this is.
Good for him. I think
all right.
This is going to draw. No. I want to talk.
On the same token,
this is going to draw the casuals. This is going to draw the casuals, maybe.
Right, go
and
ahead.
that's what he's thinking. It's going to draw. He doesn't care about the fight fan.
Yeah.
He wants to make, like Evan's saying, he wants to make money. Money talks. You know, again,
The fight fan is what got him here, though.
Yeah, but
the fight fans got him here.
I agree with you, but he
just-
doesn't care.
I
He's
got
got
it.
so much
He's
money, he
never
won't care.
cared.
Yeah,
That's the point. He's never cared.
But he's fought his whole life, and he's earned. You
Yeah.
don't you think he's earned to get
Rob-
fights like this and be able to make a bunch of money?
I'm not
It's like
saying
his retirement
listen,
plan.
Comfortably.
He can do whatever. He can go out and fight a giraffe for all I give a shit.
I would watch
could
it.
care
I'd buy
less.
that. I'd buy that.
But don't call yourself the greatest fighter ever by adding this to the resume. If so,
He's
then-
not.
Listen, then we call Mike Tyson the best boxer ever, and we cut it off at a certain period.
Yeah.
Listen, up to this period, he was the greatest boxer ever. And then then he makes and he takes losses. Or Mike Tyson could have then. You know what?
If
I guess
Muhammad
I'll
Ali-
fight bums on the street.
If Muhammad
This is
Ali
a joke.
went
It's an insult to fight fans.
I think
I don't
Evan's trying
agree.
to speak,
I
Rob.
think if Muhammad
It
Ali
is.
went on, he did what he did, and then he went and made a bunch of money fighting YouTubers. I still wouldn't take that away from his legacy of what he did.
He's doing pro wrestling
He's
now,
making money.
essentially.
I'd be happy that one of my favorite fighters is doing well and he can buy a nice yacht.
Can I say something? Hold on,
Mike
one real
Tyson
quick.
just did an exhibition with another person his same age in the same industry. That was an exhibition fight. He's fighting a child. Something could go wrong. That's irresponsible.
Well, he knows
You don't
he's
have
not.
to
He's not going to let anything go
professional fighter,
wrong.
though.
He's going.
You don't know
It's an
that. Why would you put
exhibition.
yourself in
It's
that
an
position,
exhibition.
though?
He's got
You
no
need money
money.
that bad?
That's what you're saying. He needs money. It's an exhibition.
Sounds like he does.
Well, you know what? Just close your eyes, Rob. You don't have to watch.
Close your
I'm
eyes.
not. That's one fight. I'll wipe my ass with that contract. I would never watch that. I'm ain't gonna talk about it. I'm done. Let's move on.
No, I
Let's
wanna
move on
say- I wanna
real
say one
fighters
more
and real
thing really
fight
quick.
fans.
One more thing.
Shit gets me heated. I
know.
hate it.
You're turning red here, Rob. You're gonna have a heart attack. Relax.
Blood
All
pressure,
I'm
man.
saying is that, like Evan said, a lot of these fighters end up broke without any money.
I get it. I respect that.
Yeah, but now
I
he has
respect
a
that.
little bit of a retirement plan. Floyd's a businessman. He knows what
Sure.
he's doing going in. It's an exhibition. He's not. He's going to dance around like Evan said. And you know what? I agree with Evan. If he wants to make money, let him do it all day, all week, twice on Sunday. Good for him. You don't have to watch. I don't have to watch. Let him make his money.
I'm not taking that away from him. I'm taking away the fact that you cannot no longer call yourself the best fighter
What's
to
the
ever
chat
live.
think? We can always ask
Done.
the chat, see what they think. I'm curious. I feel like
That's
he still
my
can
opinion,
because this isn't
and
part of his.
I'm
this
gonna
is
die
not-
on this hill.
But it's not part of his body of work. It's not. It's not.
I guess, man. I guess.
Anyway.
Tell him to go out and sell some NFTs or something, man. I mean, you can't make money another way. Like, you gotta fight kids. Come on, dude. Come on, you better than that. Come on,
Fighting
Floyd.
kids.
You better than that, dude.
You can never have too much money.
Yeah, Evan, capitalist. I agree.
Yep.
So,
Well, if you
okay.
make $1 and you spend $1.02, you're worth shit.
All right, before Rob has a heart attack
I'm
or
done with
has
this.
Floyd Mayweather come in and beat the hell out of him, let's move on.
Yeah.
The next thing on the docket here I see you wanted to talk about was, and we'll be brief with this.
Yeah, we don't want to get censored or canceled.
Was-
'Cause you can't use the boogeyman's name. God forbid anyone says the name Joe
J-O-E.
Rogan.
I'm going to spell it. What are you doing? We're going to get kicked off YouTube.
And all right, so the reason why that I want to talk about Joe Rogan smashes all legacy media
Mm-hmm.
is the importance of having a true dialogue and having a conversation, an open conversation.
we do.
And people see that, people understand that, and that's why, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, all these other people that are doing these podcasts now in the beginning stages of BKFC, where you can become in 10 years from now, 5 years from now. Look at Joe Rogan. He was a stand-up comedian. He was doing Fear Factor. And
Just
then
a
all
big
of it,
fan.
And now he's the #1 media giant in the world. He crushed everybody. He crushes corporations.
Yep.
One guy. You know, he's got a great team behind him. So big shout out to everyone doing their thing. The podcast, they're rolling with us, and just having an open dialogue. That's awesome. That's kind of where I wanted to leave
So
it.
the best thing about podcasting is, as we talked about earlier, I did 20 years on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what it was. Shackles. And when they fired me, I was so happy because I was like, the shackles are off. The shackles
Mm-hmm.
are off. And it's so true. You can, within reason, say whatever you want. You own your own platform. I mean, look at the media ratings. There's Tucker. Tucker's up here. Hannity. Look at all
Almost 4 times. You know, he is head and shoulders above.
That says a lot because Tucker's got a huge ratings on television.
Where's
and
the
that says a lot.
BKFC show on that list?
Well,
We're getting there, man.
No,
one day at a time, one subscriber at a
Getting
time,
there.
one fan at a time. That's what we do.
You got different info than I did. It said that we were above Joe Rogan. We broke the monitor, so they couldn't put us on there. But awesome. Excuse me, sorry.
Awesome to Joe Rogan.
All right, so Joe Rogan, Congratulations to him, and thank you for, much like we do, being transparent and speaking your piece. The next thing I want to get into is the fan comment of the week. We're talking about doing this, the stuff that we've seen on socials. Because like I said, I don't always comment, but we're always perusing the socials. Evan is.
Yes, I am. Big brother is always watching.
That's right.
If you're
Rob
saying
is,
something
I
good,
am.
I see everything bad, good. Sometimes we take a note of the bad stuff, and maybe we make an adjustment.
We remember that.
We remember.
So, fan of the week. I mean, I don't have like a huge intro for this. I'm looking forward. Do we have an intro for fan of the week already?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, I didn't know we had one. This is great. Fan of the week, because you guys are so important. Let's do the intro. Boom! Fan of the week. I looked at the wrong one. Fan
That
comment of
was
the
such a
week.
corny transition.
All right, so on Facebook, on Facebook, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship posted on New Year's Day, if 2021 was a fighter, who would it be? 400 plus comments. Number one comment, Jonathan Adam. Big shout out to Jonathan Adam. We're gonna send you some merch as well.
Nice.
Awesome comment. Beetlejuice. Nobody has any idea as to what's going on. Oh, man, that kind of sums it up, huh? 2021, nobody has any idea what's going on. And Beetlejuice, I don't mean Michael Keaton. I mean Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern
So
show.
I worked with Beetlejuice a bunch of times.
Really?
I used locally, I would do these events with Beetlejuice and the Whack Pack, and
great.
we'd do like bikini competitions, and they'd have me like on stage with them in front of all these people when the women would come out, and I'd have to go down like, I'd say, Beetlejuice, these women are hot, aren't they? And I'd have to whisper in his ear real quick because he was clueless. I'd be like, say they're hot. And he'd be like, he would say something completely different, like, I like Chevrolet cars. I'm like, what are you talking about? I worked with this guy every weekend for like a year, and he never remembered me. He's
So that's
whacked
that.
out.
So he is really like that.
He's crazy.
He
But
really
the
doesn't
women-
have any idea what the hell's going on.
The women loved him. It was like a badge of, they'd be dancing, grinding
That's
up on him.
crazy.
Yeah, dude, he used to get the numbers up. Let's just say that about Beetlejuice.
All right, so that goes to show you guys. We're going to be checking the comments, so leave your comments, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. We're going to pick the comments every week. We're going to shout everybody out. We're going to appreciate all the love and support.
Yeah, and we're looking forward to that. And if you could, we always talk about this. Give us a like on YouTube too, because our success is your success. It's the sports success. It goes up, and more people can find out about this show we do every week and when we hang out. Rob, do we have anything else for today?
I think that's it, man.
I think that's it. We're at the end of this race. I will say this, BKFC.com. Don't forget, with BKFC.com, you can grab the app and check out all the stuff that's going on over there. We're looking forward to Jackson coming up. Keep getting excited about that, as we are. And Knuckle Mania 2, we're going to keep releasing more info on that. This is a great time to work for BKFC and be a fan, and we appreciate you. So I leave you like this. We do the cheers, and then we do the knuckle up. See you next week.
Like, comment, subscribe.